Hello, everybody. This is the Big Kahuna coming to you this Tuesday with the Outer Haven report on the Metal Gear Solid digital graphic novel. And welcome, everybody, to this week's edition of the Outer Haven report. Now, due to Eliza just celebrating her birthday on Sunday, she is taking the day off, but she is not forgotten by any means, and of course will be returning next week. So in the meantime, we did put together a little tribute video just for her. Here it is. Hey everybody, Big Kahuna here, and Sunday the 14th is Eliza's birthday. So I am just now finishing up a gift that I have made specifically for her, because if you don't know, she is a huge Jaws fan. Huge. So, what can you do for any Jaws fan? In the old days, I took her down to Universal and she can do the Jaws ride, but they shut that down. So, short of going diving with great white sharks, which could turn out badly, maybe.
Slow ahead. I can go slow ahead. Come on down and chum some of this
Shark. I am doing the next best thing I can for her. Through the power of photo manipulation, I've inserted her and myself into the Jaws universe. God love Jaws. And with that being said, we are going to be doing a Jaws Outer Haven report eventually, which will be epic. Love Jaws. Shark. Tell you what, guys, never mess with a shark. You'll always lose. Unless, of course, you're certain members of the Brody family. But that's a review for another day. So, the review we're doing today is going to be on my literally all-time favorite series, Metal Gear. For those of you who are not aware, Metal Gear was a game series created by Hideo Kojima in association with Konami Games back in 1987, and was originally released on computer and also the Nintendo, as in the original Nintendo. As in, you had to blow in the cartridge and do the little tap dance on the cartridge to get the thing to work sometimes. So, this is something that's been around about as long as I have. To start our series review on this, which will be taking place over several segments over the next few months, we're not going to start with the first game. We're going to start with something which I just recently reviewed, and that's the Metal Gear Solid digital graphic novel based off the PlayStation 1 game Metal Gear Solid, released in 1997. Now, this game had significant meaning to the series because it was the first game to have voice acting in it. Before that, everything was done simply by text-based. And this is also where we get introduced to one of the most iconic gaming voices of all time, David Hayter, the voice of Solid Snake. And he did a great job with this graphic novel. Now, this is going to be spoiler-free here today, but I wanted to go over some of the points with it, just so that anybody who might be interested in this or might be on the fence, like I was, has a better idea what to expect. And, gives you reasons why you really should check this out. Now, the original Metal Gear Solid game took about approximately 5 to 6 hours to play, give or take, which for the time it was a pretty long game. It was 2 whole discs. And the new graphic novel actually condenses it down quite nicely. It's about 2 hours and 10 minutes. And it features the original voice cast, except for the Cyborg Ninja, who they have now voiced by Lark Spies. And everybody does an amazing job with this. Now, they did expand out the story quite a bit. And you're going to actually appreciate this. They go into so many of the background details of what happened on Shadow Moses Island that we never got to see during the original game. Mostly I would say because of the restrictions of the format they were working with. If Metal Gear Solid was created today for PlayStation 4 or Xbox, I think we would have had something more akin to what the graphic novel does, though hopefully with a little bit better artwork. That was my only big complaint with this. The artwork, even though I know they were trying to go for a lot of the original character development style, had a lot of moments that left me going, Now, it was all done by Ashley Wood, who I watched the second Metal Gear Solid, and she did a much better job in that one than was done with this. And I think a lot of it's because they're trying to stay true to some of the art that was in the beginning of the original game, where people didn't quite look right, and a lot of its style. I personally did not really like it that much. But it wasn't all the time, and the action sequences they put together were spot on. Also, they did cut down some of the major scenes that we all know and love, and that's forgivable in my mind because they were trying to make the story more fluid compared to the long monologues that we are so used to having in the series. Reminds me back in the old days of Call of Duty, my buddy Samurai and I had joked that we should make a game of our own, and anytime you shoot somebody in this game, they would have a button that will allow them to monologue for 10 minutes while you have to stay there and listen to them talk about anything and everything. And we were going to call it the Metal Gear button. And I tell you what, they definitely made the story much more condensed and was able to tell the character stories without having to make us listen to that story on their deathbed, which, considering how many main characters, enemy-wise, there was in this, that was a lot of talking. Which is why you can take a 6-hour game, if you count the monologues, you can cut down to about 3 hours of gameplay, which I used to do quite regularly. I think I probably played Metal Gear Solid a few dozen times. But it's a great story to listen to, you guys, and to watch and enjoy. And I almost want to say listen to more because the artwork is just was somewhat lacking for me, but I loved hearing the story. I loved hearing the interplay, and some of the new script they wrote really just hammered it home for me. I don't usually say this. I wish they would remake the game using this script. Add in some of the missing scenes, which I'm not going to go into them because I said there's not going to be spoilers with this. But, when you see this, you know what I mean. Especially if you know Metal Gear at all. But I think it would make for an excellent story. And also, with a 2-hour, 10-minute runtime, this could technically be turned into a live-action movie. I do say technically. That's a long movie. And if you're ever going to do a Metal Gear story, if you want to do it right, you almost have to do it in 2 movies just for Solid. And that's why we never made one. It might be better even as a mini-series. But a lot of people want to see Metal Gear on the big screen, and we want David Hayter to play Snake. Alright, everybody, so that is our Outer Haven report for today on Metal Gear Solid, the digital graphic novel, and we will be coming back next week with myself and Eliza Austin on another great movie, show, or game. And if you like what you're hearing, give us a like, give us a subscribe, share us with your friends, leave a comment. We want to hear from you. And also, if you guys are interested in us doing a specific movie, show, or game that you are interested in, give us a message. Let us know, and we'll be more than happy to do it for you. So, with that being said, this is the Big Kahuna coming to you from the Outer Haven studio in Ravenna, Ohio, and Outer Haven Media, where you have a voice. Bye-bye.